Weird that they made the roster look like this.
Yeah.
What's with all the empty space?
Fatality.
Hey there, welcome back to Wake Up 3. This is round 16, and we are your hosts, Molly
And Cam, and we are a fighting game podcast from a couple that loves fighting games.
That is right, and we usually start things off with a mix-up. So this week, I'm going to bring back something we haven't done in a while. Sometimes our mix-ups are a bit grueling, and this is just going to be a kind of just a little gauntlet to run you through. So it's going to be more of a on the spot, you have to give me an answer right away, rather than think about it and get it right.
Okay.
So let's see how you handle this special MK1 gauntlet of characters. I'm going to throw some characters at you and have you choose who you like best.
Oh, okay.
Let's get started. Round 1. Baraka or Sindel?
Baraka.
Round 2. Shao or Reiko?
I'm going to go with Reiko.
Round 3. Kung Lao or Johnny?
Kung Lao. Moment of silence there while you stare at me.
Round 4. Melina or Ashra?
Ashra.
Round 5, your final round. Jang Sung versus Smoke.
Smoke.
Okay.
Some of those surprised me a little bit even, but in the moment when you gotta think just one or the other, gotta make a choice.
Yeah.
That's the mix-up.
So you survived.
Well, let's talk about our week in fighting games.
Do you mean let's just do the whole episode? Because that's, yes, okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, our week in fighting games was basically MK all weekend long. So this is just going to be a general discussion kind of episode. We are not going to do any spoilers for the story. We're going to talk about the story next week, and we'll go into full spoilers for that. But for now, we wanted to keep it kind of light. So we're just giving our thoughts on a couple of different things, starting with the gameplay and just the way it feels. What were your thoughts on it based on playing both of the previous betas? We played the stress test, we played the beta, and now we get to play the actual game. How do you think it feels compared to those past iterations?
I think it feels great. Pretty much feels like the beta, maybe better, which is expected,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I think...
Obviously, you've got more characters to consider, too, with how
Right.
they feel. How do you feel about the movement?
I think the movement's great. There's a lot of different variety in movement because there are two characters that I actually like that move very differently, and I feel like that's not always the case in MK games. Maybe.
What do you mean exactly by that?
Well, I really like Shao. I like Shao in this game, but I also love Reiko, and Reiko is like really fast, and he can dash far, he can dash fast, and his movement is really good. That's why I like him. But Shao, he barely has a dash at all. Like, he does a dash and it's like a step forward. So I feel like they nailed the movement variety in this game. It's kind of addicting. Like, I just keep thinking.
That's the word I was thinking too.
Like, I just keep thinking about it even when I'm not playing it, and I've played it a lot. I wanted to talk a little bit about the characters and roster. We don't have to run through the whole roster. We did that last week, and by now you all know who's on it. I just wanted to talk about our feelings on it. Like,
Okay.
what are your general thoughts on the roster?
I kind of had a moment of kind of a deflating moment after the initial first day. A moment where it was like, man, I almost feel like this roster is really small. Because there was a period right there at the beginning where I went in, we've discussed that we had our top picks of characters we thought going in that we would really want to play. Which I will say those characters haven't shifted much, but at that time I think I was so focused in on them that I wasn't thinking of the possibilities of the rest of the roster. So it kind of felt like almost like cramped on that main roster at first for me, but that has gone away since.
That's good.
With more exploration and trying out characters that I didn't necessarily have like a strong draw towards, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you feel about the roster? Probably not the same at all. I don't think you went through that.
No, I watched you go through that crisis, and I just couldn't relate, and I just, like, I kept thinking, like, man, I hope this passes, because I feel like I'm hooked on this game, and I'm going to be playing it a lot.
Right.
So if it
Yeah.
doesn't pass, like, you're just going to be annoyed by seeing this game all the time.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think it could be that bad.
You know what I mean?
But yeah.
That was I guess that was my thought initially, because it was like, man, like, I'm already loving this.
Yeah, it was probably
But-
scary. Like, oh no.
A little bit, yeah. Like, oh, we don't have the same feeling on an MK game? Weird. Anyways, yeah, I liked it a lot. I mean, I don't love every character, and I have no interest in certain characters, like, at all.
That's fair.
Even in trying them, just because I don't care for the character themselves, and I never, for lore reasons, whatever. Yeah, there's about 10 characters overall that I really enjoy, and about 5 that I would narrow down from there that I love.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid amount, because, I mean, honestly, in the end, that's about the same amount that I had with MK11.
Really?
I feel like at times it's almost been, for me, I feel like I've been overwhelmed at times just from, I want to play this character, but I
Yeah.
also want to play this character, and I want to put, I want to put a bunch of time into so-and-so, but I also want to put a bunch of time into this person and play them online. Like, how do I choose? That sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm going through a character crisis in that sense. Like, I want to play them all a bunch.
Yeah. I'm definitely in that same boat now too, where I'm at a character crisis where I've tried so many characters at this point where they've actually been super fun, where I didn't expect, like, oh, they're going to be a contender for me, and now they are. So it's like, how do I pick just one? How do I
Right.
have a main?
Right.
I think that's always been the fear of the masses for this game. Like, how are we all going to pick mains? Because it's a lot going on.
Yeah, it is for sure.
And I still don't have an answer for that. But I think you're probably closer to an answer than I am.
I'm a little bit closer. I found a character that I'm pretty comfortable with and pretty happy with, but there are still others that I really want to play to the point where I could end up maining them. And with that, let's recap our top 3 going in first, because I want to see if that's changed at all. My top 3 were Reiko, Baraka, and Sindel.
Mine were Garrus, Reiko, and Havoc.
Okay.
Reiko ended up sneaking up to the second spot after we got that final launch trailer,
Yeah.
and the combat cast ended up being Reiko gameplay, so
Yeah, I think he kind of
some
snuck
of
up.
Reiko gameplay.
I feel like he kind of snuck up to my number 1, and I think that's kind of where he has stayed post-launch.
He's definitely solidified for you.
Yeah.
That one isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, the range on his kicks is, like, really cool.
Why did you end up choosing Reiko first?
I guess he was the one I was most excited about based on that final, most recent trailer.
Okay.
So he had crept up to my number 1, so I figure, I'll just go with him first. And yeah, I like that brawler style, so I feel like I made the right choice, but I still enjoy Baraka. I don't know that he's my number 2.
Okay.
There have been a few others that have crept up, and then Sindel has dropped out a little bit.
Okay. Is she in your top 5 or top 10 still?
She's still in my top 10. She's still a character that I think is very cool and has potential, but right now she is not in the top 5.
Okay.
I think, did you want to hear my top 5?
Sure.
No? Okay. The top 3 are ordered. Those would be Reiko, Havoc, and Baraka. And then 4 and 5 could swap, but those would be Xiao and Kung Lao. I've really liked what they can do in this new game. Those are characters that I kind of was on the fence about in the past. Either I thought they were right middle of the road or just not for me, but I'm liking their new play styles in this game. So that was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I feel like for you, the biggest shift is definitely having Xiao in your top 5.
I've been playing him a little bit to the point where I'm kind of over the face,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, like, yeah, I don't care if he's kind of ugly and stupid looking. Like, I don't like his horns, but I'll rock with it. I'll just choose the mask outfits.
He's pushed past the boundary, the limit of having an ugly face and just becoming one of your top 5 fighters.
That makes me sound rude as hell. But you know, it's the weird horns, it's the dragon face features, whatever he has going on.
It's the horns, yeah.
It's mostly the horns.
But cool.
But
yeah. I'm happy to see that my prediction, my intuition for you picking up Shao in this game has already started to pay off. So
yeah, it's the axe.
It's the axe.
It's the axe. What are your top 5 right now?
I don't know that I have a top 5.
No? Okay.
I can tell you I play Garrus mostly right now. He's who I'm taking through, I'm getting all of his character mastery. And I love Havoc. I feel like he's super fun. So he's still in my top. And then Reiko is still good. I haven't played him as much. I don't know where he falls in my list, but he's still in it.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll still say he's top 3.
Okay.
Here's where things get weird. I like Shang Tsung a lot.
Yeah, that one really surprised me. I never expected you to play him. This is not a Shang Tsung household.
No, it is not at all. I routinely have said that Shang Tsung is the worst sorcerer. He's my least favorite. But I actually like him in this game. And I can't deny it. So he's up there for me. That's a surprise. Kung Lao is up there for me too.
I liked the upward dive kick from the very beginning.
That's true. You did call that out.
That was what I was looking forward to going in. And then you got me kind of hooked on that command grab a little bit.
Yeah, you're like, what? Wait, what is that? Yeah, so Kung Lao is pretty fun.
Yeah, he's cool.
Melina, Sindel. I kind of like Ashra. Like, I think she could be fun to learn more as well, surprisingly.
Yeah, definitely. I thought she was
cool,
too.
She was a surprise for me because I thought, like, it's cool, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
But then I played it and I was like, maybe
it is for me.
Maybe it could be.
Yeah. I felt like the first couple of fights that I played with Ashra were like that, where it was like, oh yeah, this actually feels pretty good. I like swinging this sword around, and I like the sound effects that it makes. I feel like they're satisfying. I feel like that alone maybe could draw me into the character.
Yeah.
Shout out to the sound design team.
I still like playing Li Mei. She's still good.
Yeah.
And she still feels like the beta or better. Even
yeah,
like
maybe
I
even
said.
better. I feel like she's got some cool setups with that lantern, especially with the new cameos.
Yeah, for sure. That's another thing we should talk about now, because I think that kind of wraps up all the characters that they're kind of all in my sway of like, who do I choose? So if you have an opinion, tell me who to pick, because I still don't know. Like, I have no clue. They're all like pretty equal in my head. Let's talk about those cameos. Who are your going in interests?
Going in, I was interested in Sector and Cyrax, and then Goro and Striker.
The cameos I was most interested in going in were the robots as well, and Striker.
Okay.
So
has that changed at all?
It has. In a way that I did not anticipate. Darius is my hands down favorite cameo. Will always pick him like every time. I love him.
Okay.
He's great.
Cool.
And then a close second for me is Sector. So he stayed. Cyrax, I don't know. He's okay. I still love him.
He's got some decent stuff, but I feel like he's harder than Sector.
Mm-hmm. And then I do still like everything that Striker offers. I just haven't used him as much as I've used Darius. I'm just kind of obsessed with Darius.
He's really fun.
I never thought I would be saying that about these cameo choices.
Yeah.
I always thought he looked like fun and cool or whatever, but like I just didn't expect it. So
I love all the character interaction between Darius and your actual main character that you choose. It's so fun to like flip him up in the air and do little goofy like tag team shit with him.
I think my favorite pairing that I've seen that I've used is Kung Lao and Darius, because when they show up, they're both like back turned to you at the start of the fight.
Yeah, it's a funny pose.
It's great.
I love it.
I love when Darius matches up.
Yeah.
So.
That is really fun.
What about your cameos? Did you have any? Did yours change?
Well, I still play a lot of Sector and Cyrax. I feel like I've been playing more Cyrax just because I've been determined to make it work. I love Sector too, and maybe I'll switch to him this week or something, but so far I've been doing mostly Cyrax. I still love Striker. He's probably my favorite, honestly. And then a shocker for me has actually been Motaro.
Oh,
Now
you
I know,
like Motaro?
I do. I know the first couple times, like we did some first to fives, and I used Motaro, and I feel like he was the reason I was losing some of those. But now that I'm actually used to using him, I really like pairing him with Shao Kahn.
Okay.
The teleport makes it really fun.
Hmm.
So I don't know. There's something about it.
I do have a slight disappointment in the cameos, and this might come as a surprise, but I was expecting to like Serena more.
Okay.
I was expecting her sigil to be a cooler thing than
yeah.
just the meter drain. That makes her kind of an invalid choice for me because I'm never going to want to use that option.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think I was more excited about her going in too.
Yeah.
And
she
then-
looks cool. She's great, but wow, she seems to be popular though.
She does.
Just for the back option.
And then Goro.
Was he a disappointment?
Goro was probably the only one that I've been disappointed in so far. I don't love his options.
Okay.
I don't really like the grab that he's got on his back move. Maybe
Okay.
there's just something I'm missing.
Maybe.
But yeah, so far, I think my top two, Striker, Cyrax, and then I guess Motaro. So let's go with top three.
Okay. If I had to put a third slot, I would pick Kung Lao, cameo Kung Lao.
Okay.
So mine would be Darius, Sector, and Kung Lao.
Okay. Cool.
I think Kung Lao has fun options.
Yeah, he
I
does
like
for
it.
sure.
I like his cameo.
He does, and it's fun to see him hug people from behind
Yeah.
with the little teleport.
Yeah. You still haven't humored me and picked him as your Shao cameo yet, but maybe in 3 months' time that'll be your setup. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Let's talk about disappointments and more surprises on the main roster.
Yeah, let's do it. Did you want to start out with any main roster disappointments or surprises?
I think I pretty much addressed my surprise, which was liking Shang Tsung as much as I do.
Yeah, that's huge.
I also didn't expect to really care about Kung Lao in this game. Yeah, he's back. I don't know. There's something about him in this game. I also another surprise for me was Raiden. I didn't mention him before. He's not like in my top, but I do think his gameplay in this game is like really fun and fresh. I would say.
Yeah, I think they improved him for sure. He's got a better vibe.
Better vibe. Okay, it's improved to you.
Yeah,
okay.
I like young Raiden.
I was just saying it's fresh. It's a fresh
Yeah,
take.
I like-
It's got all the same basic things, but it's fresh.
Yeah, he seems more youthful in his gameplay with like his little doing the splits during his throw and popping you
I
up
love
and
that. Yeah.
all his little goofy youthful things that you would never see old man Raiden doing at this point.
I don't love Smoke as much as I thought
Okay.
I would. Granted, I haven't given him as many chances yet. I wanted more from Smoke, I think. And Natara, I think we discussed already. We weren't expecting much after we got the little gameplay that we did. But I still feel like she's somewhat of a disappointment. I think they're going to make up for that a bit with her skins. So I'm looking forward to that. But
Hopefully.
who did you have for surprises or disappointments?
I think for surprises, I was surprised at how much I actually liked Melina's gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't really on my radar too much. And then, yeah, disappointments. Reptile was obviously a huge disappointment.
Yeah, I'm just not playing Reptile.
Yeah.
And I don't care about any of his skins or masks or anything, so.
No, he's got some of the goofiest looking shit in the game for his skins. He looks like a little Power Ranger in one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm insulting Power Rangers. They're cool because they do their own thing. But why does Reptile look like one?
Right. Asking the real questions.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, Kung Lao was also another one of my surprises, like a pleasant surprise. I was very, very pleased with that upward dive kick. That's like my new favorite thing.
It's my new favorite thing to whiff, that's for sure. That and Garrus's sand grab. Those are my favorite things to whiff.
At least when you whiff the sand grab, you get a second Garrus on screen for a second.
Yeah, just doing something.
Yeah, he just shows up like, hey,
Hey, I'm made of sand.
I'm made of sand.
Mind if I run through and not do anything?
I think General Shao was another one that was a surprise to me. That was a huge surprise. I know that was one that you said you predicted I would play in 3 months' time. But I didn't really think I would. I thought, nah, it's still Shao. The axe can't save it, right? Like, it's still Shao. But I love his setup shit. I love throwing the axe on the ground and then grabbing the person and slamming them into it. And his different moveset when he's got no axe. It's cool. It's enough to keep me going on him. And that's not something I've ever said as a Shao player. I guess I've never been a Shao player.
Nope. And we've had these really surreal feeling matches where we'll play first to fives as me, Shang Tsung, and you, Shao, and it's like boss fight.
Yeah.
Suddenly we're just bosses together.
Yeah.
Like this could be a thing.
Yeah. It's weird, right?
Yeah, because those fights are hella fun.
They are. They're super.
The Shao and Shang fights that we've been having, oh my god.
Those are some of the most fun matchups we've been having so far, I think. And we've done first to fives with that one a few times now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are always pretty good. Ashra, another one I was pleasantly surprised with. I like her.
Yeah.
I think her gameplay, pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And I love, and if anything, I probably overuse it, but I love that little stance change thing. I think it's so cool.
I love that too. That's just like another thing that adds to the interest. Like, oh, this character could get really deep and fun.
Yeah, like, oh, there's actually like, kind of a lot going on to her because it changes her specials and all that. So it's cool.
Yeah.
It adds the little purple glow to their feet.
I feel like she has depth. Garrus has a lot of depth.
Yeah,
those are just a couple.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously like Shang, because he has also 2 different movesets.
Yeah.
A third if he switches into you. I feel like before in the past I've said that's why I don't want to play Shang Tsung is because I don't want to be other people.
Right.
But it actually adds like some kind of hype level to it. And there's like this intimidation when you become the other person. Where they're like, oh man, like now I have to fight myself. Like now you're going to kick my ass as me.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
You get to learn each character a little bit by doing that. That's pretty awesome in its own right. I don't know that I have any disappointments necessarily
aside from Reptile.
Yeah, aside from Reptile, but I think I knew going in I wasn't going to like him. I don't want to be a big brute force dumb lizard.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to mention him or Rain because those are 2 characters I'm not even going to touch.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Which maybe that's like Banshee screams to the ears to some people, but like I just don't care about either of those characters in this game, and you feel the same way.
Yeah, I don't care about them.
2 for 2.
There are a few characters. I mean, there's probably 5 or more characters that I have zero interest in ever playing.
Oh yeah, like characters you don't hear us mentioning at all, like Kenshi, Liu Kang, pretty much Katana. I know you don't want to play Katana at all. I don't think I do at this point. I feel like she was of interest when she was all you could play.
Like, why would I choose Katana when I could choose Melina or her mom, Sindel, like, or Ashra? I feel like those are my 3 favorite ladies.
Mm-hmm. And like, Li Mei is a solid go-to for me too.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it's
Why would I choose Katana?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, those are just some of the like characters that don't even show up on the roster to us. They're like not even there. You can't select them.
Those are the holes in the roster where it's like weird that they made the roster look like this. Yeah. What's with all the empty space?
Seems really innovative.
I guess that's for the DLC. That's where that's gonna go.
Okay.
Did we want to talk about what we've done so far?
Yeah, let's break it down.
Yeah,
obviously day 1, hour 1 story.
Yeah, the second we could, we jumped right into the story and blasted right through that thing, and
we had to do it in 2 parts.
We did.
You know, it's long. We did the story first.
Yeah.
Then you did all of the invasions. You've played a lot more than I have. I'm still going through the invasions for the month.
Yep.
Which is not going to take a month, but
no. We're trying to just cheese our way through those as fast as possible to spend less time fighting AI.
Yeah, let me just throw it out there right now. We were misled during that final combat cast when Stephanie said, "Oh, I just set it to automatic." Don't do that. Yeah. Before you even do anything in invasion mode, listen to my voice, turn your setting to manual, and put all of your points into attack. Don't put them anywhere else.
Literally nowhere else. All attack.
All attack, always, forever. You can thank me later when you blast through that shit really fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like at the end, my Reiko has an attack of 160. Yeah. Just run in, uppercut, it'll do 1,000 damage. There you go. That's the
Get
trick.
brutalities every time.
Yeah.
You'll level up quick.
Yep. Because that's the goal. Just get through that quick. Unlock all the stuff. That's what we want, right? We want stuff, gear.
Yeah, we've
skins.
been grinding a bit.
Yeah.
Doing the little grinds.
Yeah, we've been doing that early grind, that early game grind, because that's the time to do it. Get everything you can, and then jump online and use all your cool shit. Show it off. I feel like it's kind of fun. It's almost like a little fashion show kind of thing. Like, check out my cool gear that I've got with this character, and everybody's still learning. Everybody. We've been doing a lot of local verses. We mentioned. We've been doing just first to fives mostly. There have been a few times where we'll pick a character. Like, I know once I played Tanya for like one match, and like halfway through it, I was like, I don't want to play her anymore.
Yeah, there have definitely been times where we didn't stick to that, where it's just been like, there's no way I want to do the next however many fights it's gonna take to get to 5 wins for one of us.
Yeah.
As this character.
Yeah.
Like I already know. And granted, there have been some where I've backtracked, like in a different play session. I think the first time I played Melina, I was like, no, I don't want to do this. And then I ended up doing a first to 5 in a different session, and I like her now. So
yeah, she's cool. I mean, I guess that could still change, but there are characters right now that I just have no interest in based on playing them once or twice. They're not my style. Yeah, that first one that came to mind was Tanya. I played her one time against you, and halfway through the fight, I had made up in my mind, like, I don't like her style. She's not for me. And we just quit out of that one. I didn't want to, even if it only took 4 more just straight losses, I didn't want to bother with it. Rather be someone fun to me. I'm sure some people are digging Tanya.
Let's talk about characters for a second that don't have much representation so far, because I think this part of it is so interesting. One character in particular that I don't see any, or that I see much less representation for, is Reiko.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really see a lot of him either.
Yeah.
Wonder why that is.
I just think that's interesting. And I feel like Kenshi and Johnny are still very popular.
Yeah, I think so.
People have known how to play them longer than others, so...
I think all the ninjas are popular. Reptile, Smoke, even
Smoke
Rain.
seems to be pretty popular.
Yeah.
And Rain, yeah. Not something I relate to there.
No, can't relate to that.
Can't relate to thinking Rain is cool.
No, I've never really been a Rain fan, though. Like, I guess he was okay in 9.
Yeah.
He would have been cool. He would have been cool in 10 if they made him in 10, but they just gave him a sweet outfit and left him out.
Is there anything else that we've done so far?
I jumped into Kombat League, but I really haven't done a whole lot because I'm not really feeling the first to 3 of the Kombat League right now. I mean, I guess I'm just used to the first to 2. I kind of prefer that, honestly, especially online when you have to go against somebody that's hella laggy. That is not fun to have to suffer through for potentially 5 fights.
Yeah, and there's no Wi-Fi filter.
Right, no Wi-Fi filter. I haven't had any connections actually break on me yet, but I have had them slow way down where it's laggy and my inputs are disappearing. So it's not fun, and I don't want to have to be there for 5 full fights because that can take like 20 minutes.
Right, that's a lot to commit to for playing
like a bad connection for a single ranked set. In an offline sense, like, that's totally cool. I like first to 3 for a tournament setting. I think that's cool, and I think it's more fair there. But online, it's just too much to have to be connected to someone on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I was honestly shocked when I learned that it was that way for Kombat League. Shocking. And I really wonder if that's going to stay that way, just because I have seen a lot of critique on that particular aspect of the game.
Yeah.
I hope there will be adjustments to that for sure.
Hopefully.
Just because I think Kombat League can be a great thing. I like it.
I love
like
it.
That's what keeps me playing these games. And if it's going to be unbearable, that's too bad.
Yeah, usually I love the ranked setting, but I enjoy that first to 2.
In this new Kombat League, you can't switch characters if you lose, but you can switch cameos. How do you feel about this change?
I really enjoy it because it makes people choose a character that they actually want to play. We don't go to the roster together and like see who each other is going to be ahead of time. So you just pick a character that you actually want to be.
Right, without being influenced by seeing what your opponent is choosing and counterpicking.
Right. So I love that. You're able to just play who you want to be without worrying about, oh, I'm going to play Scorpion because this person picked Scorpion or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right. That just brings into question one thing that they could have done, which is make it about the character. Just like you have in Street Fighter, where you're ranking up as each character.
Okay.
Because I have seen feedback on that as well, where it's like, oh, I kind of wanted to try someone else because there's so many characters people want to play in this game. But, you know, at this point, I'm coming up against...
Yeah.
I don't have a chance, you know, so...
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, you've dabbled in League at this point. I have not yet because I don't know who to play. I need to go in with a confidence. So maybe by the time this episode comes out, hopefully, I hope by the time this episode comes out, I've played some League.
Yeah, we're recording on Monday, so.
Like I said, that's my favorite. That ends up being what keeps me playing. So hopefully I've played at that point.
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we don't want to get into the story. We're going to talk about that next week.
Yeah, we're going to do a deep dive into the full story, break that all down. So that's going to be a spoiler-heavy episode. We will tag that as such ahead of time, so don't worry.
Right.
I guess if you want to join us for that one, make sure you've played it ahead of time. Unless you don't care and you just want to hear us talk, that's cool too. We'll get into the details next week.
Yeah, that's all we'll say for now. All right, hold on a second. Wait, just pause the whole thing because we have started an awful trend, I think. And that is forgetting Baraka.
Yeah, we recorded this whole episode and then afterwards we realized, oh shit, we didn't talk about Baraka as one of your surprise people. And I don't think we talked about him as one of the people that I enjoyed a whole lot either.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned he was one of your people going in.
Yeah.
And then...
I think we mentioned
is
that
he
he was...
still? Do you still like him?
Yeah, I think he's still in my top 5, but it's one of those things where I know I'm going to play a lot of Baraka in the long run because he's a character I love, so I don't have the urgency to just try him out and figure him out right now, because right now I'm trying to figure out all these new people. I feel like I'm drawn to a lot of the 3D era people right now, which is weird. I've never, I never thought I'd say that, but here we are.
I feel like I'm the same way.
They're just brand new to me. I've never been able to play any of these in like a modern game. And when I go back and play Armageddon, because that's the only 3D era game that I have, that one kind of sucks. It's kind of noted as the worst one. So I guess bummer that I got that. I don't know. Yeah. I got it at a time where I thought, cool, 50 plus characters.
So Baraka's on the back burner for you. He's there. He's on the stovetop. He's just ready to cook.
Yeah, he's not in the pan just yet. He's just, he's on the countertop.
Let's say he's on the chopping board, but we're not cutting him out yet. We're adding him in.
Yeah,
to the mix.
Absolutely. The chopping board to prep him
for his chops. I don't know that I've done that yet.
But
I have done some because Baraka was a surprise character for me that I forgot to mention.
Yeah, you ended up being really good with him. I think the first time I played against you and you were Baraka, I was like, damn, okay. Like the very first match, mid-match, I was thinking like, damn, I could see some potential there.
Uh-oh.
I had originally predicted maybe Smoke for you in 3 months, but maybe I should retract that and say Baraka.
Maybe. Yeah, I haven't really given Smoke another chance yet. We'll see. Maybe he's going to be another surprise.
Yeah,
But Baraka, though, he's a lot of fun. So he has been a fun surprise for me. I feel like he's really good. And everybody knows that, I'm sure. So, anything else to say about our favorite Tarkatan leader?
I don't know. Love him. He's great.
Yeah.
He was fun in the story. We'll get to that next week.
That's for sure. And this episode comes out on a very special day, So I just want to say happy first birthday to our youngest cat, Mortimer.
Yep, happy birthday,
Our little
Mortimer.
son.
He's 1. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Wake Up 3. You can follow along on Twitter at WakeUp3FGC or on YouTube and Spotify at WakeUp3. I'm your host Cam, and you can find me at Big Ruck Online on all social media.
And I'm your host, Molly, and you can find me on Twitter at Concut, that's KAHNKUT, or on PlayStation, that's Jan Michaels.
This is Wake Up 3 signing off.
Bye.
Like I've never been able to see. Restart here. I can't even talk now. I'm getting excited. I've never.